An opportunity for the home team to take a 3-1 series lead here as the Pacers and the Knicks play an entertaining ball game that was high-flying in the first quarter. John Halliburton back to cheer on his son. And speaking of high-flying, there's Aaron Nesmith, the three-point marksman, attacking the rim. How's the ankle? Just fine. Got the bounce. And now with the Knicks down 4, float game. That's Brunson off glass and one with the free throw. Halliburton from deep. Cookies. It's 43-35 after the first quarter. Halliburton playing at an astounding level. Tim Legler sitting here with the touchscreen ready to show you how in his bag he was. That scoop puts the Pacers back up 2. Karl-Anthony Towns has it stripped, stays with it, ties it back up at 56. Late in the first half, Halliburton, Nesmith, no foul, off glass, good. Halliburton had 20 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds in the first half. Pacers up 5 at the break. They lead by 8 into the third. Pascal Siakam, take those 2 with you over Towns. The lead swells to 10. But New York, they're going to play a little bully ball in the paint as Brunson dishes out the contact, gets a clean look, and makes it a 5-point game. Welcome back to the highlights. Benedict Mathurin. He had only 9 points in this entire series. Had a big game tonight, and one there. And it's a 7-point game. Make it 10. Another deep 3 for Halliburton. The lead is 11 after 3. Into the fourth, it's 12. Corner 3. Is that a knockout punch? Siakam. He had 30 on the night. New York will not go quietly into the night. Bridges rattles home a 3. He had 17. It's an 8-point game late, down low. Towns with the gather and the putback. He had 24. 6-point game late, down the lane. It's Halliburton. Bucket good. 7-point game with 2.5. Great ball movement. Nesmith passes on the 3. The contact there is with Towns. Actually, they reviewed, and the foul went against the Pacers, but you see Karl-Anthony Towns with the contact there on the knee. The step back here late with the shot clock winding down, and that is the 3 from Obi Toppin. And the Pacers have a 3-1 series lead. Siakam with Katie George.
This team is so good at bouncing back after losses. You guys haven't lost 2 games in a row since early March. Why is that you guys are able to respond in such a great way?
We got a resilient group. Obviously, we didn't like the way we finished the game or the way we played our second half. So, we just came out with a little bit more urgency. And the guys know, when we have one of those bad games, we got to get back, to being who we are. And I thought we did that tonight.
Tyrese has 32 points. You added your own 30-point game. How would you describe the impact you were able to have?
Yeah, I mean, Ty runs the show for us, so we want him to, get us in position, and he did that well tonight. Made some shots, but I just love his energy. And for me, man, I'm just out there playing, man. Just trying to fit in and just doing my job.
It seems like you guys continue to get steady performances top to bottom on your entire roster. Tonight, Ben Mathurin comes off the bench and adds 17 points. How pivotal has your depth been in this series?
Yeah, it's a big part of who we are. Coach has been preaching it from the beginning of the season. And, we're going to ride with our guys. We got 10, 12, whatever, ready to play. And so that makes it special.
Lastly, this is the same scenario you were in the Cleveland series. Up 3-1, you go on the road to try to close out a series. What challenge does that present, and what did you learn from last series?
Yeah, it's going to be big. We know they're going to throw everything at us. It's the Garden, so we got to be ready. Just focus on us being who we are, and, no matter what, just stay together.
All right, as promised, Tim Legler. Back where he belongs. We love you on the road, my friend, but face-to-face in the playoffs, you know how much we love this. You've got the touchscreen out. I just want folks to understand something. As we're watching this game, you are not freaking out, but you're like, this guy is playing at a level that is as high a level as can be played. What was it about what he did that made you feel that this is top shelf stuff?
Well, first and foremost, he criticized himself after the performance in the fourth quarter the other night. And it really wasn't all him, but he took that ownership. And what he said was, I'm the motor. I can't at any point let up because that's our advantage in this series, and he did it from the very beginning of the game. Just a clean sheet, scorer, facilitator, not turning the basketball over. This is very early in the game, as you can see, so this is where the tone is set. It's only a 6-5 game, but this was the approach they were going to have all night. Starts on defense. You know, for the Knicks, like, you can't ask for a better possession when you get a chance to score in the paint, and more importantly, you force 4 defensive players below the foul line. This should not be a transition opportunity, particularly on a make. But watch what happens. Ball goes through the net as Brunson finishes this. I mean, look, and Nesmith is casually taking it out. It's not like he busted it. Here's the key. These 3 Knick defenders, they're acting as if they're playing just another team. You're not. Those first 3 strides have to be sprints up the floor. When they're not, this is what happens, and this is what Tyrese Halliburton specializes in, where he catches this outlet pass. I've been talking about jamming him up. It's so important. Scott, this is where he catches it. So he's already, in that 18 to 20-foot range up the floor. Right. Okay, now look where his eyes go immediately. Down court. He already sees, because Siakam took off when the ball went through the net. And by this pass, with that level of velocity, what he has done now is put the basketball in front of 4 Knicks, and you're giving it to your co-star in a one-on-one against a backpedaling center. So even after you get basically a layup offensively, they are scoring within 4 seconds the other way because of Tyrese Halliburton's ability to get it to you. Now, here's a problem for the Knicks, I think, the whole series. They don't have the personnel really to jam up. So you're talking about all this space for Halliburton. I tell you this, if Indiana makes it to the finals and play OKC, they're not going to get this. He's going to be picked up in the backcourt. This means a lot of freedom of movement. For a guy this good, he's just going to pick you apart. So I'm going to stop it here and look at what he's processing as he comes off this ball screen. He's looking at 3 different things at the same time. The first is his roll man. Then he's looking weak side. He knows he's got a shooter here, but the main guy he's focusing on is right here. And he's going to watch what Josh Hart does, and you're going to see Josh Hart pinches on this dive right here by Bradley. Great relocation by Nembhard to give him a better passing angle. So now Halliburton is going to make this cross-court pass. And here's the best part about it. That ball is in the cradle, man. He hit him right on the number 2 with velocity. Josh Hart, he basically gives up on a closeout, puts his hands out to the side. What am I supposed to do about that? You can't play, I said it to you up there, you can't play point guard under the circumstances with what's at stake better than Tyrese Halliburton played that position tonight.
All right, there's a lot I want to ask you about the significance of this game because of what it followed, and it's a trend for Indiana that's a positive trend. I'm interested in the importance of Rick Carlisle to the group because this is still a pretty young group collectively. They lost Game 3 in each playoff series. They have not lost 2 in a row, and they have rebounded after the Game 3 losses with double-digit wins in every one. Tonight they screwed up the stat because they only won by 9. I don't care. They won the game. How much of that credit belongs to the man we just heard from, Rick Carlisle?
A ton. The thing I love about him the most, and I've known Rick a long time, and I've always appreciated the fact that there's never an overreaction to the moment. It's so important for young players that be the case, including something as simple as continue to have faith in Benedict Mathurin. I mean, that's a perfect example of it. Not an overreaction to, man, this is a tight situation here. 2-1, he's struggling. Do I go somewhere else with his minutes? Instead, he keeps running him out there. It was a matter of time. He gave them a huge boost tonight. And the reason something like that's so important, you don't feel like a complete team because that's hanging in the air. Regardless of what's going on in the series, and you're up 2-1, and that's great. Everybody knows that one of your key guys is really struggling. You're talking about a guy that in the last 5 games total had less points than he had per night on average in the NBA regular season. That's how bad he was struggling, and everybody knows it's in the air. So for Rick Carlisle to just continue to have faith, he was going to have a breakout because of that. His coach believed in him, his teammates believed in him, but he still had to go do it, and he did. So to have a guy that can navigate the emotions of a playoff run, so important for a younger team that was on the stage a year ago, but this team seems much more equipped to handle it.
And so between Mathurin and Siakam, you get 50 on 16 and 29 shooting. So you addressed Mathurin and the professional approach, and you just heard Carlisle say he came in, put his work in, and that work pays off tonight. But when you got a secondary scorer in Siakam, who, by the way, has a ring, and gets 30, has his second monster 30-point game in this series, Well, luxury is not the right word, but that's the reason the team wins. Not just Halliburton, but here's another dude that's got a 30-piece for you.
The only reason he would get overshadowed and not be the headline is because of what we just watched out of Tyrese Halliburton, which was a masterclass in playing point guard at the highest level. Siakam, here's what he does. So I talked about Halliburton being the engine. And then Rick Carlisle addressed the team thing, and they've got a lot of role players that do a great job. You know what Siakam represents? He's the hammer, because at the end of the day, on any possession, he's the guy you can give it to just go win a one-on-one. Yeah. Just go win me a one-on-one, because there really isn't a great matchup. He's got that herky-jerky style with his handle. He's all high and loose, but he's so shifty. So big guys are always off balance. Smaller guys, he just puts you on his back and gets you into the post and shoots that little fadeaway spin-off jumper. His motor also very high. He has been since the day he came into the league. So tonight, when your two best players step up and play that well, I mean, you're going to get a win. It's very rare that you won't. They shot 50% combined from the field, 50 from the three, and they missed one free throw between the two of them. And Halliburton had 14 assists and no turnovers. That's as good as it gets.
I appreciate what Tibbs says about you take a look and you try to figure out how to make more winning plays. I don't know if the fix is on tape. I don't necessarily see what you look at if you're him and that New York team and fix. You're shaking your head no. You agree this isn't something that's fixed by what you see on film?
I don't think it is, and here's why. If you look at this entire series, they've only had two stretches where they really guarded them effectively. One of them was in game one when Brunson was out of the game with his fifth foul, and they got that separation before all hell broke loose and they lost that lead. They guarded them well physically. They were up into them during that 7-8 minute stretch of the fourth quarter, game one. And then the fourth quarter the other night. But I felt like that was more self-inflicted on the part of Indiana because they didn't play as fast as they normally do.
They got up 20 and they had a parade for themselves.
They did. They really did. They just got away from their wheelhouse. The ball was being dribbled too much. Guys were standing on the weak side. That's not who they are.
Go. That's what you do.
So two stretches in the whole series have the Knicks effectively proven that, hey, we can guard these guys a little bit. For the most part, Rick Carlisle knows in now 4 games, his team has played much closer to their ceiling for far longer stretches of games.
We're a game away from Pacers Thunder. Thunder can beat them. They're great, but they're not going to slow the Pacers. You're going to stop them. I don't think anyone in the league can. Knicks are a capable defensive team. You can't slow this offensive team down. I don't think. It'll be a blast. It'll be high-level basketball if that's where we get. Still games to be won. Tim, appreciate the time. More to come from you tomorrow.
I'm on fire. It's Indy,